Hello, everybody. How are we all doing? My name is Joe. Welcome to the Songwriting Performance Program live stream, which is in a pretty unorthodox, unconventional setting for today. Not setting, but what's it called? Unorthodox fashion for today. First of all, if you're viewing this and you can hear me clearly and okay, can you let me know in the comments to make sure that we're all good and ready to go? We appreciate you guys tuning in and everything. We don't have a whole lot of our gang here today, so we were talking about some fun and interesting ways that we can entertain you for a little bit. We could even do that. We could change around a whole lot of things. Look at this. Thanks, guys. Chris, you can't even hear the live stream. How do you know?
Because I'm next to you, man.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Hold on, let's see if I can listen to it.
No, it's okay. They already said that they can hear us. You're good. So why don't we start off with this?
Okay.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Don't worry. So why don't we start off with this? Let's let the people know who it is that is actually on the live stream. Let's just have you guys introduce yourselves first. Let's just go. Whoever wants to go first, you go ahead and say your name and like what instruments you play or anything you want to share about. Let's unplug the microphone first. Yeah, this is a pretty good testament to what the live stream will be like today.
Hello there. My name is Bear, but right now I am Penguin. I do vocals and keys, and I was on 3 songs in the original, what's it called? Set list.
Cool.
Okay, hi, I'm Jay. I play guitar, and I was also on 3 songs for the original set list.
I think everyone was on 3 songs.
Yeah, everybody was on 3 songs. My name is Dan. Well, Daniel S. kind of. Yeah, kind of. I'm on keys and vocals.
I'm Dancy. Dancy. I play guitar and I did vocals for Preppy as a Penguin.
So, what are some of the plans that we're gonna have for today? So we're actually thinking of a few of the songs that you guys wrote throughout the season that we can actually do a little bit of an acoustic performance of, right? I think we decided on a couple, so we can try that out for a little bit, and then honestly, especially given that this is a songwriting performance program, it honestly would be pretty interesting, I thought, to kind of shed some light or give some perspective into the process or what the process was like for you guys to go through the season and go like experience the creative process a bit. So we can talk about that as well. And honestly, if the audience has any questions for you guys, then they can throw them in the comments, right? Are you cool? Are you cool with that? Yeah. Can we throw some questions in chat? Anyway, so yeah, why don't we, while they do that, why don't we try out some acoustic performances of some of the songs? What was the first one that you guys wanted to try to do? Preppy as a Penguin.
First verse and chorus.
Just that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We're gonna do like
Let's try it out.
the chorus. I mean the intro.
Yeah,
Verse,
intro, verse, and
chorus.
chorus.
Intro verse chorus.
All right, at least some part of the song, yeah. Let's see if we can hear everything okay, good enough.
Testing. Okay, that's on.
Yeah, honestly, Bear, if you keep that on the stand, then and you sing the way that you normally sing, it'll hear you plenty from there.
Okay.
Especially with Dan's acoustic guitar like it is. Are you gonna do tambourine too?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's try it out.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, they could hear.
One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4.
not the one to go. I'll make you feel me, oh, I'll make you glow. I'll be the main character of the show. How to let you go. Need that I showed you all I know. Let me treat it, gonna take a blow. Guilty, am I the one you know? I am not him, we're not him, I am as preppy as a penguin. I'm feeling fine as who I am. I am as preppy as a penguin. Who am I? If but nothing, I am as preppy as a penguin. Shall I go on the rooftops? I am as preppy as a penguin.
Yeah, you know, that was pretty good. It's always cool hearing acoustic versions of songs that, like, you've heard in a much different take before, right? How was that for you guys, playing that totally last minute acoustically?
Fun.
Interesting and different, right? Especially because you were playing that song for like a couple of months, the way that you originally wrote it. Was there another song that you wanted to try acoustically?
I wanted to do Newbie, but he doesn't want to sing it.
Why not?
No, I'd sing it.
Just throw him under the bus like that. No, yeah. Why don't we try Newbie?
So intro.
What's the rhythm though again?
Yeah, that works.
So should we do the intro, the verse, chorus?
We'll just do like.
You could probably do a lot of this song. Instead of doing the solo, I would just go through the chords.
How about we do?
Wasn't there a solo in this song?
Let's just do. First
Yeah, I would just go
verse.
through the chords instead.
Just do first verse, chorus, second verse, chorus, and then hold on. We'll be done.
And if there's a song that we could do with Jay, then we could have them do the acoustic. It's very free for me today, folks. So we hope you're having as much fun as we are.
Wait, so to recap,
We'll do
we're
just
doing.
first and second verse and chorus. Choruses.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, let's try it out.
Going out of my way, getting something new. Don't really know how, so I'll follow the crew. And yet I know that there is no price to pay. I wanna go home, so this is what I say. I say something is changing, something is not the same. For every pacing, we're losing time. While we've been waiting, the world around us changed. Not for the better, not for the worse. Going out of my way, getting something new. Though the sign says yes, I'm feeling a little blue. So this is what I say. I say something is changing, something is not the same. For every pacing, we're losing time. While we've been waiting, the world around us changed. Not for the better, but for the worse.
Did I end that too early?
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, that was good. That was good.
I don't think there's any
Oh,
other
I
stuff.
left the reverb on. No, yeah, that was cool. Honestly, what I was just thinking that, like, because we knew what kind of chords you were playing in that song, but it's really cool hearing
Yeah.
those chords on the guitar.
Yeah.
Because you were doing, what's that one at the end of the progression where you're kind of like, it's like a bit of a split chord or something?
Or I'm like changing the bass.
Yeah, you're changing the bass note of that. that was really cool to hear on the acoustic. Honestly, I like hearing stuff like that. Well, that was fun. Was there any other songs that guys wanted to try?
I mean, no, there's no other.
I can hand
No?
over the guitar.
Yeah, Jay. What about you?
Jay.
Yeah, Jay, what songs did you do?
What if we try T-Rex on acoustic?
That might,
Can we try T-Rex
That
on the
is a
acoustic?
yes.
that would be awesome.
Hey, I can do
Chris,
that.
you want to grab Jay's guitar there? We could put it on the boat or something. What?
I don't know T-Rex.
We do have another acoustic
I don't know.
if we want to grab it.
Do it. Da 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 da. T. Rex.
Oh, is it in there? This is the one from in there.
And then do you want to do like
Okay,
some sort
yeah.
of backup?
Let's go look for it, just for
Where
funsies.
they're
since
Not really.
since we're in this
Make
mood
something.
today.
Can you just
Like what part? Like
any part?
okay. Yo, listen
Should I
up.
do the solo
Let me tell you
on
about
T-Rex
a
or no?
T-Rex.
Yeah, I'm so curious to see how it sounds on the
I
acoustic.
could
also.
help. Like I could like enforce the T-Rex.
I know we're kind of
Yeah,
throwing this
just
like
go
right
on
at
T.
you,
Rex.
just totally last minute. Oh, Matt, can you move that boom mic to Jay so it picks up the guitar?
That are in the room right now.
Well, that one,
Mahatma
yeah.
Gandhi by any chance?
What?
Did any of the guitarists in the room right now learn Mahatma Gandhi by any chance? Because that would be an interesting.
No, that was James, right?
Yeah, that was cool.
Well, then probably not. Then probably not. Oh, the acoustic bass too. My goodness.
Alright, let's
Wait,
do
you
it.
know recording how you said T-Rex leading up to that? Like when I was like, no, when I was like,
Wait, what's the
you know, in the recording you were saying T-Rex, like, and you,
what's the
and, like,
beat
and then
for
went
the
into like,
verse of T-Rex?
you know that.
You could probably just do a straight quarter note thing, because Oscar was doing like a pretty crazy
That
drum part.
chorus, I was like,
But I'd say keeping the tempo would be nice, just tapping each quarter note. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Alright, let's do it.
Yeah, let's try it
Wait,
out.
there's a drum solo thing you have to start that.
Oh yeah, you can skip that.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
We can skip any of the drum parts. Yeah.
Alright,
Since all we have is tambourine.
Alright, let's go.
Tambourine works.
Yo, listen up. Let me tell you about a T-Rex. On the earth, rule the land, no complex. Big teeth, short arms, yeah, that's the same. But don't underestimate, cause he's still mean. T-Rex. T-Rex. Big teeth. Short arms. Yeah, that's the scene. But don't underestimate. Cause he's still mean. Stomping through the jungle, king of the domain. No prey too big, no challenge in vain. With a roar that echoes through the ancient trees, T-Rex commands respect, bow down to your knees. T-Rex. 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 T-Rex.
1, 2, 3, 4. I guess we don't have to do the fake ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That was pretty good. I like that.
We're not playing any of these songs on. Oh wait. Oh my gosh. I'm just going to have to. If we're not playing any of these songs on percussion, they're pretty easy to play on tambourine for some reason.
To play percussion, you really just have to have like a general knowledge of how to play. Oh, there's a lot of reverb on my voice. How to play the specific instrument, and then just a sense of tempo. You know, like if you're just tapping certain beats on a tambourine, that's not that hard, is it? No. And honestly, what I was thinking too is that like, I always love acoustic versions of songs because you can hear the lyrics so distinctly. In case they're ever like overpowered by the full instrumentation at any point. So like, I don't think I ever actually heard like all of Dan's lyrics for T-Rex, and I just love the song more now because of this.
Oh, Bear, can you? My friend really likes Preppy as a penguin. So can you like shout him out?
Okay, what's his name?
So like Zion.
What?
Can you shout him out so I can like show him the video and he'll be really happy?
Okay, sure.
Zion.
Where'd your penguin outfit go?
Oh, great.
Were you wearing it at the beginning of the stream?
Yes, I was.
Oh, you were. Okay.
It was getting too hot.
Well, you have to put it on for the shout out.
Yeah. Okay. Somebody in this room has asked me to shout out Zion because he really likes Preppy as a penguin, and I just want to say thank you because you are now the first fan of my soon-to-be very big popularity or whatever. I don't know the word. Pop stardom. Yes. Thank you.
Fame.
Zion. Fame. Same thing.
Are there any like questions in the chat?
Nope.
Okay, well, put your questions in the chat.
Were there any other?
We need something
Were
to
there,
do.
Were there?
But put the questions in the chat, or else we might have to write a whole other song.
All right, we don't have to yell into the
I'll be
microphone.
writing a strongly worded email.
They
if you
can
do
hear
not put
everything you're
questions
saying.
in
You
the
don't have to
chat.
yell into the microphone. Were there any other songs that we wanted to try
No.
acoustically? No.
Because everything else is like Zara.
Did you say you wanted to try to do Shattered?
I mean,
Is that something you would? Is that something you would
I
want to
don't-
try to do?
I don't even know. Like,
That's okay. No, it's okay.
I think we should just get into like the
It's,
podcast.
We could do that.
project
It's almost 6:30, so we can switch gears a little bit.
All right, so
So who?
put your questions
So honestly,
in the chat.
if they have any questions, yes, they could put them there.
Please
But what?
please do. We might have to write a whole.
Well, what if I have questions? What if we have questions for you?
True.
What if you have questions for each other?
Sure.
You know? But I can't remember if we ever really had a chance because we were doing so much to kind of talk about or like ask you guys like how this experience has been for you. Oh God. So, oh wait, we do have one.
There's a question in the chat.
Okay.
Julie Somers writes,
I think. Oh.
how long did it take you to write T-Rex?
I think like 2 days, 2 or 3 days. I think.
If we're just including the rehearsals.
Yeah.
To get the bass in the
Yeah.
it was like
2 or 3.
Talking to a microphone if you're going to talk though.
I'd say T-Rex took us about like 2 to 3 work days.
Work days. 2 to 3 business days.
Yeah. Like in time wise, those were like each 2 hours, so or hour and a half.
Hour and a half? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you for that one
Took about like maybe 4.5 hours.
for that one specifically, was there any at home work that anybody did for that song?
Well, we
Aside from practicing
I
it.
did private lessons and like came up with some parts.
Okay, so that a little bit too. So overall, less than 12 hours. So that's pretty impressive, honestly, to write a banger like that.
yeah, it was a real banger.
Honestly,
It is.
I would hear it on
It's
like
a really fun song.
I would hear it on like a Tony Hawk Pro Skater game.
love to like hear it like just on the like a rock radio or something. Just like I'm scrolling through trying to find some good music on the radio, and then I hear it, and like I'm constantly scrolling, but I finally settle for something, and that's T-Rex.
If you get this stream to at least 500 viewers, we'll release this on Spotify. we'll kidnap the teachers that have taught all of us this and force them to make us record professional versions.
Okay, how
and then
about
post
if we
onto
get
Spotify.
500 viewers?
Yeah.
We'll stop.
Yeah.
Guys, how about if we get 500 viewers, Bear has to leave.
What? Okay.
How are
Anyway,
we going
let's
to do both of them
let's
at the same
let's
time?
let's change subject. So does anybody have just like an overall kind of like consensus or like thoughts or like feelings that you have going through the past 4 months, just like with this experience, whether you have done songwriting types of things before or not, what the past 4 months have been like with us specifically and with the groups that you worked in, and like, I don't know, what your experience was like. You know, you can really go in depth with it. You know, we got time. Dan, you rose your hand first, so.
Well, one thing was like writing songs may seem easy, but it's not as easy as it really seems. Like one idea could spark in your head, but especially with like we had like 4 per group, I think. Like especially with 4 people, like you gotta get past them. I'm not saying that like being a group it is horrible. It's actually much better, 'cause you get to like see other ideas and stuff. One thing that I'm pretty sure we all went through was like the creative journey. When we thought of something, we thought how we could make that into music, basically. Yeah. So.
No, yeah, that's kind of like what I was saying at the live shows, is like such a big part of the songwriting process, not only personally, like by yourself. If you choose to go through the songwriting process with other people, that's like a totally different beast and experience than just writing a song by yourself. Because like you said, you have your own thoughts and feelings and ideas, but then there's other people's, not only other people's ideas, but then other people's opinions about your ideas and vice versa. And I said this at the live shows too, like I really commend like everybody. I really got to give you kudos for how much you've been respecting each other's ideas, you know, and really hearing each other out and like creatively, constructively talking about like your ideas and other people's ideas and like, okay, well, what works best for the song? Like, okay, let's try all the ideas and see how we all feel about how they sound in this specific song. Because that's also a factor that we talked about a while ago too, right? Of like, you might feel a certain way about an idea, and then we like try it out as a band or whatever, and then while the idea itself is like a really cool idea, like by itself, maybe in the context of the song, you're like, oh yeah, it doesn't really make sense for this song. Maybe it'll be a different song some other time or whatever. And that's such a mature thing to accept and like tell yourself and like, you know what I mean? So like the fact that like, not to sound old or whatever, but like the fact that like young musicians like you are taking such a mature approach to songwriting and collaborative songwriting is like really cool, man. Like I hope you appreciate the fact, like I hope you appreciate how well this season went. Because there have been plenty of times where we've done stuff like this where people just like yell at each other. And they're just like, no, I like my idea, we should do it. And then we have to have a whole conversation of like, it's not all about you, you know? So yeah, man. Anybody else have thoughts or stuff they want to share? Yeah, Danny said. Yeah, okay, go ahead, Danny. Danny and then Bear and then Jay.
So first thing, just like trust the process. Like spend the time you need to. Don't just like rush through things. Second of all, what was I gonna say? Yeah, don't be afraid to use like placeholders because I didn't have the solo for newbie like for a long while. I came up with like last minute, but like me just improvising still worked. So if you're like just stuck on something, just make like filler for it, and then it's okay to come back later. And third, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, don't think about what you're writing because it might be kind of annoying to play or just to listen to. So like just think about it like from like a third person perspective before you do it, because like in my opinion, playing the like the strumming pattern for the chorus in Shattered, it kind of hurts my wrist because it's like fast, it's like
upbeat rhythm.
it was like weird. So like I should have thought about that before I did it, but it still sounds good. But yeah,
That's a lot of really good, honestly, advice and insight. Honestly, so thanks, Dan. That's great.
There's been plenty of things that I've written that were really hard for me at
Yeah.
first, but it actually made me better at said thing. And a lot of that came through like writing stuff. So
Yeah.
always come across that.
For anyone who didn't hear, Matt was saying how there's been a lot of. I mean, all three of us, myself, Matt, and Chris, can all attest to writing things that were incredibly hard, even though we were the ones that wrote them. And then, in the process of writing that really hard thing that we had to take time to practice in order to be able to play, just made us better musicians. So, while there's total merit in what you just said, you also shouldn't be afraid to just like try new things and be like, okay, this is pretty hard. Let me see if I could like practice and like work towards actually being able to sustainably play this too. Because after a while, you know, like you'll be able to do upbeat strumming patterns like that if you put a little work into it.
I'm not saying it's like hard. It's kind of annoying.
Hmm.
Just think about that.
That's interesting.
Just agree with the things you want to play.
That's a good way to put it. Agree with yourself.
Yeah.
Have an internal dialogue like that. That's interesting. Thanks, Dan. I said Bear was next, right? Yeah, go ahead.
So, since I was mainly a singer, I came up with most of the lyrics. And lyrics sometimes come to you really fast, and sometimes they don't. I've never told anyone this, but Preppy as a Penguin was originally supposed to be called California Weather, and they're two completely different things. And I decided that California Weather did not fit the theme of the song, and decided that Preppy as a Penguin did for some reason. And writing lyrics is really fun. You can put in all sorts of meanings in there, like how Preppy as a Penguin is actually just a reference to Happy Feet, because of course it is. And it's just really fun, the writing lyrics process, and also working with people about your lyrics. That's also very fun. Me and Zara did that, and we came up with some of the funniest, weirdest, and coolest lyrics that I've ever heard, to be quite honest.
That's great.
Sorry.
Anything else you wanted to share?
Like plenty of other people said, don't rush it. It will either come to you quickly, or you'll have to find it slowly.
Trust the process. I like how we're giving advice on songwriting.
Are there any other questions in chat?
As of now, no. Jay, how about you?
Okay. So like, this kind of helped with like writing songs with like my own friends, cause like sometimes like we would like occasionally do it, but it kind of made me more inspired to do that more, and like we ended up writing more songs, and like it was kind of fun, cause like not only do you like get to like hear drama, but you get to write about the drama. So like it was really fun doing that
I want to
with
hear
my
it.
friends. I'll tell you after the live stream.
Well, yeah, because Jay's always got stories. So you can just start making those stories into songs, right? Yeah.
It's nice doing that.
Yeah, totally. Well, that's awesome. Anything else you guys want to share?
Songwriting is kind of fun. So like just like if you like to play music, just write some songs. It will be an entertaining time, most likely.
All right.
If you're not like pressured, of course.
Can I go?
Yeah, go ahead.
I really hope that another performance program like this happens again in the future, because if it does, I'm definitely signing up for it, because this was so fun.
Oh, there we
And
go.
I want it to do again. I want to make Mahatma Gandhi part 2. Yeah.
Part 2.
Yeah. Reprise Mahatma Gandhi. Oh my gosh. We're actually going to reincarnate him during the what's it called? Music video. So if you want Mahatma Gandhi part 2, we got to do another songwriting performance
Put your links in
program.
the chat. I just kind of want to say, like, this has been like such a great journey, especially with like the great teachers that we have. Like, you guys taught us a lot, and not in just like a way like school where they teach it to you while you're trying to not fall asleep. Like, you teach it to us in a fun way. Like, even those first like 2 weeks where we were just like watching videos about like etiquette and stuff, like that was just fun because you guys taught us about how to use that in how we wrote the songs. If I'd say without like the teachers, our songs would have been like 50% worse.
What?
Cause you also gave
Jeez,
us
Dan,
like,
that's really nice.
cause you also gave us like ideas. You did, cause even though you didn't write the songs technically, you gave it ideas, and that's
No.
how you like contributed.
Kind of. We kind of like supervised the songwriting process too, mostly, right? We didn't really try to push any songs in any sort of directions or whatever. Sorry, Danny, go ahead.
I agreed what Daniel S. said.
That guy. Oh, okay, that was it. Okay. But yeah,
Another quick interjection. They did not give us. They did not give me the idea to make Preppy as a penguin.
no.
About penguins.
No,
They
no.
actually didn't give us any of idea. I just kind of came up with it on my own because I'm just
No,
like,
yeah,
that good.
we had talked about like before the season started how like our roles in, the process for you guys, and realistically, like it's about you going through the journey, right? So that, like you said, the first couple weeks, like first 3 or 4 weeks even, we're all just like learning stuff. We did workshops and, gave you guys a bunch of knowledge and tools and stuff to go do your own thing. And then when we split up into songwriting groups, we pretty much just like facilitated it and supervised it instead of, like you said, writing the songs for you, or like we didn't really nudge anything in a certain direction. Like at least whenever I was working with you guys, I was like just kind of keeping things on track, kind of like a good engineer or producer does. Like they're not writing the song for you, or they're just kind of like, okay, well, hold on, let's not get lost in translation, or like let's not get lost in the subject or whatever. We have these 2 options to try. Let's try them, And then, and to Dan's point, it was kind of evident how helpful we were in keeping the train on track after you guys tried to write a song last week. Isn't that right?
Oh yeah.
Because during our
That's supposed to be a live stream special, but
during our pizza party last week, you guys tried to write a song in like half an hour or something, and I don't think you got very much.
But we got.
From what
we got the entire song down.
you
It's
got
just,
the entire
didn't
song
have-
down.
We
Is
did.
that-
We did actually. We got to the ending.
Yeah, we just didn't have what's the word?
Can we
lack
listen
of.
to it?
We had a lack of people here today.
Yeah.
So we couldn't really.
Did
do
you
it.
record it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they kept ending the recording too early. There was like there was a chorus and an outro after that, and they kept ending
I mean,
it
I
at
could
the second
play it
part.
as like a
never got it
finale.
either. I never got it. It was really bad.
What's wrong with your phone then?
I have an iPad.
All I'm saying is whenever I walked in, it sounded like a lot of chaos. That's all I'm gonna say. But that's part of the learning process. I want to hear some recordings because I don't remember what it sounds like or anything.
Oh, so this is like a rough draft.
Yeah, the song is
Will this
called
be like the finale?
the song is called that damn city and in parentheses this fine city.
Isn't it gonna be called like Bye Bye too?
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't we like end it off on this?
I haven't an iPad.
Yeah, we just did it have the what's the word?
This song is called
Lack of people here today.
this song is called that damn city and in parentheses this fine city.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Is that you?
Another like draft song we did.
There was
There
supposed.
another draft song.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh.
Um,
Was that Damn City like but the original one?
yeah, there was supposed to be another chorus and outro after that, but
It's okay. Nope, there wasn't, Bear.
yeah,
That
yeah,
was a-
it's in my lyrics.
the recording
Okay,
was
okay. Let's
no,
not
the
let's not
recording
yell
was
into the
actually
microphone.
Perfect, and we're just that good. So
Yeah, I never heard it be that cohesive. That's interesting. Danny, did you say that you had another one?
He had the original this.
What,
Damn-
like from
that Damn
months ago?
City. Yeah.
Oh, like the one that we were writing together just for funsies?
I don't think we even recorded it though.
No, we
we
didn't.
didn't even write it.
No.
No, we wrote it. We just
You mean like the exercise song that we did before we even started writing songs?
Yeah,
Okay,
Danny,
that
let's
Damn
just
City original.
That city.
let's just.
No,
I think it's time to end the stream.
bye-bye.
Okay, that's fine. Well, that was a nice little like
Bonus.
bonus like sneak peek of a possible song of some of y'all. Who was on that song? Was it like everybody?
Everybody except
Everybody.
Zara because Zara wasn't.
Wasn't there? Yeah. Okay. Wow. Well, cool. All right. So I take it back. Maybe the process of writing that was chaotic, but you came out with something in the end, and that's all that matters. All right. Well, yeah, sure. Oh wait, we have a question. Do you want to answer one more question before we go?
Yes.
Oh, Chris's mom asks, "How long does it take you to write a song?"
So
I guess outside of this program,
yeah. So
if you have written songs before.
for me, it usually takes once I get an idea, and it comes to me. It usually takes like maybe like a sitting or like an hour and a half. Like usually one of these classes. When the lyrics though don't come to me, I have to take like a couple days to think of the lyrics, and I can't talk for guitar and what's it called,
Any
drums.
other
so
instrumentation? Sure. Yeah. Everyone can say something. Let's take turns.
So, for me, it depends because sometimes like I have like the whole idea for a song just like right then and there. So like in that case, it usually takes like an hour or two. But usually, I have this idea for a song, and then over time, it slowly develops into something.
Just kind of
Like,
playing around with
kind
it.
of like reverse eroding, where instead of like getting a little bit damaged by the time, a little bit like grows at a time.
You should write that down. That was
So
poetic.
for me, I agree with Danny. It really depends. Sometimes for me, it's hard to get an idea in your head. I'm still actually writing a song right now. I've kind of put it on hold for a little while.
Me too.
Yeah, I started in like September and I'm still writing it. But it was easy enough to write the lyrics as part of it. But for me, it's like harder with the tune, like putting a tune to the lyrics. I mean, I'll figure it out eventually, but yeah, it really just depends. If you're really like dedicated to it, it could take up to like 30 minutes. If you're not dedicated, it could take up to 30 years.
Wow.
Add one more
How about you,
thing
Jay?
to that?
What?
So
Were you gonna say something too?
Yeah.
yeah, but like it also is harder. It's like when you don't know the instrument, you want to add to your song. Like that adds to the time process
For
too.
sure. Yeah. Jay?
So, like, I'm agreeing with, like, Bear. It takes, like, up to, like, an hour or something if I'm just doing it alone and I'm, like, focusing on it. But, and, like, also, like, if the lyrics do come to me, like Bear said. But if I'm with my friends, it's going to take, like, so much longer because most of the time we get, like, super sidetracked. And, like, we just never end up finishing it. So, like, I just, like, never really finished my songs with my friends. But, like, if we actually focused on it, like, it would probably take, like, a week or a day.
I have a whole Google Doc full of joke, serious, or ideas for songs that came to me randomly that I wrote down in like 30 minutes or less. And some are good songs on there. Some of them sound like Weird Al Yankovic songs, or Yankovic, whatever the heck his name is. But really, it doesn't matter what you're writing. It can come to you in different ways. It could take not 30 years. It could take a whole month. It could take a whole year, honestly. If it doesn't come to you right away, don't worry. It will come to you eventually.
I have another addition.
Insightful.
That kind of my addition kind of comes from what Bear said and what Joe said, and I think Chris and Matt too. But it's just like keep track, like write down all of your ideas or record them, like I ever since I thought to do, or you guys gave me the thought to do that, like I have like 20 something song ideas in my phone, so just like record them or write them down or something, just so you have like that inventory of things you could use whenever you want to.
For sure.
Okay.
We actually have a couple more questions, did you have something to add?
Why does this keep going out?
The clip might not be very good.
Okay, I'm gonna add this and then we'll probably go to questions. Like some of the time, I think of something just like out of my head, and I'm like, "Wow, that's good." I go to my bedroom and I'm like, "What did I sing again?" I completely forget it and it's scrapped.
Always try to have my phone on me so I could be like, just record it real quick or type it out real quick, you know?
All right, questions.
Yeah. Someone asked, when is the next songwriting class? I guess that's up to our managers.
That's not up to
That's
us.
not up to you. Yeah.
Make
Hopefully-
it
hopefully
after
soon.
the summer, please.
Hopefully soon. Well, yeah, the summer performance programs were already picked, but maybe in the fall if we're lucky. I mean, this one went so well, so I think they want to try to do another one relatively soon.
Maybe we should just have a whole separate songwriting. Like I've seen the like all together School of Rock site where like it combines all of them, and it said there was separate songwriting classes, and I think if we implemented that here, that would also be so fun because
I'll let Kevin know.
All right,
honestly,
next question.
you wouldn't have to wait a whole other season if you wanted to do
No, you're right.
songwriting anytime you could.
You're right.
All right, next question.
No, I would like to do another songwriting camp too, because those are a lot. It's just a lot more compact. Like it's just like, all right, take 5 days and write songs. It's a lot of fun. So someone asked, who are your favorite artists?
I know.
Can you give us like one or two and not drag it on?
I have a list.
Just name the band.
Pick your top two.
We're running out of time.
Can I say okay?
We definitely got to cut it off at 7, so we're running out of time.
Blondie, No Doubt, and Broadway.
Great. Jay?
Gorillas and Nirvana.
I don't really have favorites. I kind of just have like songs, I guess.
Pick like a couple of your favorite songs that you draw inspiration from.
Well, I mean, I guess some of the bands that I like, I guess I'd say like Bon Jovi and Journey.
Sure.
I
Okay.
guess.
How about you, Danny?
Um,
I know you have a long list, but
since I
only
have a lot, can I
two
just
or-
like
2 or 3.
speed run through them?
Give us the top 5 really quick.
Radiohead, The Strokes, Foo Fighters, Soundgarden, Ghost Sailor, Cub, Nirvana, The Breeders, Shonen Knife.
Way more than 5.
You can make a whole Spotify playlist.
No,
on
yeah,
that.
Danny likes good music. We know that. No, you all like good music. That's great.
Any other questions?
Yeah, actually. Alan Martinez asked, if you think of a tune, do you write it down or record it? Well, I guess we already kind of answered that. Yeah, it's always, well, like a lot of you guys learned this season, it's good to like jot it down however you possibly can once you think of it as soon as possible so you don't lose it, right? Bear, did you have more
I
of that?
once asked to go to the bathroom during this performance program to record something that I knew was never going to be used, but I should just have it in my recordings in case it ever does get used.
Hey, whenever it comes to you, right? I think that was all the questions. I don't think I missed any. Oh yeah, cool. So yeah, I mean, guys, we actually made it like a whole almost an hour, and we had no idea what we were going to do today. Wasn't this fun? Any last remarks before we say goodbye to the people?
Have fun. Write songs.
I don't
Be
know if any
happy.
songwriters are watching this, but it's nice to give
Be
some advice
happy.
in case they
Write music and fulfill your passion.
Thank you for watching because
There we go.
we have like 5 people. So yeah.
Thank you for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe.
Mahatma Gandhi, penguins, T-Rexes, sirens, people with a broken heart, and newbies at something. We all love you. We wrote these songs about you. I'm forgetting one song, aren't
No,
I?
I think you got all of them.
I did.
Tell me what you thinkers.
No, that's sirens.
Oh, that's sirens. Okay.
Sirens. Anyway, we all love you.
The
We
story-
wrote these songs about you. You are our main focus. We heart all of you. You are great minorities. Okay.
Okay, Dan's gonna show you.
T-Rex approved.
There we
Penguin
go.
approved.
That's the T-Rex mascot, and then we have Mr.
They can't hear you, but okay.
Mascot.
These are some mascots that they drew up.
Those are going on our album cover.
The album covers. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Well, this was a lot of fun. I think this was a great podcast type of stream. This was interesting. All right. Well, thank you guys for.
What a great way to end the
Okay.
stream.
Thank you guys for coming and taking the time to talk to the people and do a few acoustic performances and stuff. Thank you all for tuning in and asking some questions and supporting the kids in their creative process and their musical journey and stuff. But yeah, like we said, hopefully there will be another songwriting program relatively soon. And either way, we'll see you in the next one. And we hope you all have a great, a wonderful rest of your night and rest of your week.
Like and subscribe and
Hype in
text
chat.
Preppy as a penguin in the chat
Okay.
to have the chance to win a free iPad Air.
I'm actually going to give you
Okay.
$10 billion in Robux. If
All right, bye everybody. Have a great day. And here we go. Okay, cool. I looked at the thing and Riley was like looking away from the camera. Well, hey, folks, how's it going? Welcome to our Songwriting Performance Program live stream for this season, where we're in a bit of a unorthodox and unconventional type of, what was the word you used before?
Unconventional fashion.
Where we don't have a whole lot of our group with us, so we thought, especially with the songwriting program the way it was, and like, you know, exploring the creative process as it is, this would be at least somewhat of a chance to make it a little bit more of a like a Q&A / podcast type of thing, where we can talk about what the creative process was like for the members that we have here, for all 4 of them. And if there's anybody who has questions or whatever for them, then you're more than welcome to ask them, and they can try to answer them to the best of their ability. So if you are viewing this, if I could make a request that you comment in chat and see if just to let me know that you can hear me. Okay. What? Am I using the word chat? Is that funny?
No.
Can we get hype in chat? Can we get some Pepe Diaz in chat? No, we're not on Twitch, so we can't do that. But yeah, if you're present and viewing, well, thank you. And also make yourself known. Say hi. Let us know if you can hear us okay. And we're gonna riff and vamp for a little bit, have some fun with it, and that'll be our stream for today. So why don't we actually? Oh yeah, we did do this with the first group, but let's have you guys introduce yourselves for anybody who may not know you. And in case I didn't say this earlier, when we're talking, let's make sure we talk into a microphone like I am right now, just so that everyone can hear you okay. And we can just pass around those 2 mics, yeah. So whoever wants to go first, feel free to introduce yourself, say your name, what instruments you play, anything else you might want to share about yourself. Charles gets to do this for the 2nd time today, because you were in camp.
Yeah, I guess I'll go first. Hey, I'm Charles. I play guitar. I played guitar for like 8 years, and I guess this was like the first time I've actually like written songs with other people, so it was an interesting experience.
Yeah. Yes, Mr. Kunkin. I have both Facebook and YouTube comments up right here, so I'll be checking both of them. Thank you for joining. How about you, Alyssa?
I'm Alyssa. I play keyboard.
That's fine, yeah.
I'm Charlie. I play the drums, and I've been playing them for pretty much my whole life. And, you know, this is probably, well, for performance program, I'd say this is probably the 2nd time I've done songwriting. One I did a couple years ago, and then this being 2nd. I've also done a couple of the camps.
Was that the one that we didn't finish?
I don't remember.
Because then the pandemic happened? Were you part of that one?
Oh, I think that was,
A
yeah,
few
yeah,
years
yeah.
ago.
It was the pandemic.
So was it
yeah.
nice to be able to finish one finally?
Right. Yeah. So, yeah, was nice to finish one.
Okay,
but yeah.
cool.
Hi, I'm Riley, and I play guitar.
Very nice. All right. So it would be really nice, like I said before, for us to kind of, if you can, kind of like go into what this process was like for you. Sorry, there was a fuzz that flew right into my face from somewhere. Whether you had done some sort of songwriting stuff before this program or not, whether it was by yourself or with other people, how this specific process was like for you, with us specifically and with the people that you were working with and everything, and collaborating with. And you can go into however in depth you would like to, whether that's how this program was for you specifically, on into a wider scope of like how the creative process is like for you in general, if you would like to do that. Charles, it looks like you are ready to say some stuff. You'd like to go first? Sure.
So yeah, I'd say overall it was definitely like a very good experience. I'd say like every musician should at some point like practice writing songs with other people, because at some point, if you're a musician, you're gonna have to write songs with other people or like collaborate with other people.
That's better. There we go.
So yeah, it's an important thing, and it's like, because writing songs with other people is very different than writing it by yourself. Because if you're writing it by yourself, just every idea you think of just goes into the song, and you're not like getting any constructive criticism or like any like different ideas or anything. So it's all just you, which could be a good thing, but it could also be a bad thing, because like then no one else is being critical of your work, and no one else is like giving you new ideas and stuff that you might not have thought of if you were all by yourself. So yeah, I'd say it was just like a very good thing to have written songs with other people. Yeah.
That was an incredible insight. Yeah, that was a great little tidbit. Thank you. Anybody else got some stuff to say about that, or their own creative journey?
Well, I mean, I think you pretty much summed it all up. I mean, I think it was a pretty just enjoyable time, just getting to write songs with a lot of other people, and a lot of people you may not have written with before. It's just sort of, for some, maybe like a new experience. For me, it was, because it was sort of, well, outside of the pandemic, my first real time getting to do that in person and all that type of stuff. But yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting. We had a lot of collaborative ideas and a lot of ideas of just figuring it out, and it ended up being really cool. So yeah.
I had a good experience in the program, and it kind of brought out myself out of my comfort zone, because this is the first time I ever like wrote songs with a group, and I had a good experience because I was able to hear everyone's ideas for writing the different songs.
For me, this process was like really cool. I never really attempted writing songs with other people, not really by myself either. So writing all these songs and then turning out good was a really interesting experience for me.
Thanks, guys. And I will say, because I think I said this at the live shows, but to the point of like you guys collaborating with other people and like talking about a bunch of ideas like constructively and critically and everything, is very commendable, and I have to give you like a lot of kudos, and everyone else in the program obviously, but you guys are here. But I gotta give all of you like tremendous kudos for how you like presented yourself in the program and approached everything, and how mature you've all been like these past 4 months. Because like you kind of touched on, like writing by yourself is one thing, but then writing with and collaborating with other people is a totally different thing, right? Because you have your own thoughts and feelings of your own ideas, and then there's other people's thoughts and feelings about their ideas. But not only that, there's other people's thoughts and feelings about your ideas, and then vice versa. And so if you don't come at collaborative songwriting with this level of maturity, there's just going to be fights about everything, And like I just really got to commend you guys on how respectful you were of everybody and like trusting the process too, like just like hearing everybody's ideas out and like actually trying them to see what works for the song better, right? Or what works for like everyone's collective, like, oh yeah, that works, which is something that we talked about a lot throughout the program, of like some like your idea might be really, really awesome by itself, right? But then when you try it in the context of the song that you're working on, it might just not make sense for that specific song. It might work for a different song later down the line. So there's a lot of factors that really go into that, right? But yeah, I appreciate all those insights from you guys. So we actually have a couple of questions if you guys are ready to answer them. So let's see. What's the first one? Steve Walenta asks, "What's the funnest part about playing music?" That's a bit of a broader musician question, but yeah, anybody got an answer for that?
I mean, all of it. I think just sort of the time that you put into it and the result, which is ultimately performing it for me is probably the most fun, just because it's like the culmination of everything. But I think a sort of underrated part of it is just sort of the creation of all of it and sort of what it takes to get there. And I think that's sort of what's important for me. And I think that's my favorite, personally, as I said, the performance. But there's a lot of important parts in it. So, yeah.
Great. Anybody else want to answer the question?
Probably the collaboration aspect of it. I like playing in a group with other people. And yeah, just
Cool. Anybody else?
The most fun part about playing music for me is probably like, well, there's two things. I guess like when you see like the time that you put in pay off, like if I'm working on like a really hard like riff or song or something and then I finally get it, then it's like really satisfying because I get to see myself finally play something that I like didn't know if I'd be able to play. And then another cool thing is just like playing with other people, just like jamming, because then like you're all just like in the room and you're all just like expressing yourself musically, and it's just like really good. Yeah.
I can agree with all those statements. Alyssa, anything for you?
I really like the performing aspect of music because that's like the time that you spent all of that hard work to get to. And when you perform it well. And like before, you didn't know how to do it. So it just shows when the work ends.
For sure. Thanks, guys. Let's see. Jeff Kunkin asks, who are each of your biggest musical influences or musical heroes?
Well, since this is my dad, I might as well go first. Probably. I mean, there's a bunch. I think.
Yeah, try to pick your top couple if you can.
For me, drum wise, I'd say probably. I want to say I like John Bonham. And I also like mixing that. I forget his name, but the drummer from Rage Against the Machine. Brad Wilk. Just sort of a mix of heavier stuff, but also just that sort of powerful thing. I don't really know how else to describe it, but heavy and power is sort of my inspiration, and those are the two I look to. So,
Awesome. Anybody else? No influences for you guys? Influences for songwriting, influences just as a musician?
So I have a bunch too, but
Yeah.
so yeah, I have a bunch, but the one band that is definitely influenced by playing like the most overall is probably Dream Theater.
Sure.
Just because like I feel like they have a good mix of like really technical stuff, but then they also have like a lot of really melodic and powerful parts. So it's like a really good mix of that, and it's like the two things that I like the most. And then like other guitar players that have influenced me is probably like Jason Richardson, I guess. He's like in that realm, and maybe like Tosin Abasi. He's like kind of jazzy, and I like that jazz influence too, like those cool notes like that you wouldn't normally see in most songs. And yeah.
Nice.
Um,
Charlie, can you lift your foot? I just want to make sure that wire's not snug. Thank you. Go ahead.
oh, so I like the guitars from the Smiths, Johnny Marr. I just like how he creates beautiful melodies through his guitar style, and yeah.
How about you, Alyssa? Anybody for you? No? Okay. Thank you for that question. Let's see. Mrs. Dunn asks, what type of challenges do you have when writing your songs? Whether this program or in general. What kind of challenges have you encountered while writing songs?
I'll go, I guess.
Sure.
So I guess like the biggest challenge is like trying to like write stuff that I actually like, because a lot of the times I would like write riffs, but then like a week later I wouldn't actually like them, which I mean, I guess it might just be like a mental thing, but I don't know. So I guess that's just part of getting better. You just get better at writing and you write actually good stuff. So yeah.
Sure, yeah.
To add to Charlie's point, writing lyrics was kind of challenging as a group because we had a lot of writer's block.
Sure.
And yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, we all had a lot of issues with that. But
Yeah.
it came out in the end with some pretty interesting stuff, right?
Yeah, in all honesty, I think it was probably the lyrics as well. I mean, for certain songs, this is sort of the backstory of one, but originally one of our songs was supposed to be about Breaking Bad, and then miraculously turned into a song about a 7-foot-tall street dealer named Julio. I don't know how it happened, but that it just figuring all that out was
I didn't know that's what Julio was about. I'll be
was pretty tough.
honest. Not really? Okay.
I mean, that's what I think. I don't know.
Hey,
It's just about a dude that has
It's
a lot
a-
of stuff.
it's
That's true.
lyrics are always up to interpretation,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's the wonderful thing about art.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a lot of interpretation, a lot of that type of stuff, and overall mixed together well. So I think, yeah, it worked.
Anybody else? Yeah.
For me, a hard part was actually liking what I wrote, because a lot of time I doubted what I came up with. So
No, honestly, I mean, we talked about that quite a lot during in the beginning of the program, because I definitely struggle with that a lot too. I mean, it's kind of like part of what Charlie said and Alyssa said, of like, sometimes you like give yourself too much time to think about it, or it's like you're not technically there enough where like you like it enough, or you just didn't write it the right way, or sometimes just like this, I don't know, this type of mental block of like, I just didn't like that for whatever reason, even though it's good, So it's just like, honestly, it's nice to see you guys go through the inevitable creative process. Those are all parts of it all the time. I don't think it gets any easier. Okay, let's see. What are some of your favorite songs from the program that you guys wrote this season?
Well, I think I forget one of them. If I had to, I'm gonna name one that was mine, and then one that wasn't, that I just really liked. The one that was mine, I said it already, Julio.
Sure.
I love that song.
It was a good song.
It was really fun and also hilarious. And then I forgot the one that it was called, but the one that you were doing where it was like really heavy metal and Desmond was on the drums for it. It had the double kick. I forget the name of it, but Who's to Blame? I really liked that one. That was
was great.
probably, other than my own, that was probably
Sure.
one of my favorites.
There were
'cause-
a lot of really good songs that came out of this season. So I feel like it's hard to pick, but sorry, go ahead.
One of the songs that I was part of that I really liked was Lighthouse, because I liked the different chords we used, and they were the chords I never had like touched before, so it was a good experience. And another song that I liked, which I was not part of, was Reflection. I like the different changes in between songs, and yeah, it reminded me of The Cure. That's why I really liked it.
Cool. Yeah. How about you guys?
a song I was on that I really liked was Julio. I just liked the beat and stuff. I enjoyed playing it. A song I wasn't on that I liked was Lighthouse. Just like the lyrics.
How about you, Charles?
So my favorite song that I was on was probably Kluger. It was like, cause
Zuger.
Because it was more simple, but it was still like really good. It was just like a vibe, you know.
Mhm.
And then my second favorite song was probably it was What's His Name, right?
What's his name again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, no, not. No, yeah. Who's to blame? Who's to blame?
Oh,
That's what I meant. That's what I meant. That was my second favorite, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I already said this a million times, but I think my favorite was What's His Name Again. I mean, that if I had to pick, because like I said, like all these songs are awesome, and they're all so good. But like that one was, it just hit me. It was just like somewhat like I would hear that at work tour type of thing, you know. Okay, moving on. Let's see. What advice would you give to other people who want to try songwriting, either alone or with others for the first time?
Honestly, come in with as many ideas as you possibly can. You can never have not enough ideas in this case. That's sort of what I think. Like, if you don't come in with the mindset of like, oh, we should try this, or maybe we should try this, and just see what works, it's like it might not go. You might not get too far. But I think you can really get far if you have a lot of different ideas, and yeah.
When working with the group, try to hear everyone out and try almost everything that everyone suggests to see what works best for our song.
I'd say if you're trying to get into songwriting, like specifically if you're trying to get into songwriting and you're afraid you won't write good songs, you just have to like start doing it. Because the first songs you write obviously aren't going to be good, but as you get more experience, they're just going to get better. So you can't be like scared of failure, because that's what makes you better at songwriting.
No, totally. I still write bad songs all the time.
Like what he said, like I think you just shouldn't doubt yourself too much. Just put things out there, and when it all comes together, you may like it.
Very nice. Thanks, guys. Are there any other questions that the chat might have for us? I appreciate you guys. Well, I appreciate you guys showing up, first of all, and also sharing your insight. There's been a very. I have a question. Would the four of you specifically, say that this was a relatively, like, how do I put this? Was it like a pretty vulnerable experience the past 4 months? Not only like, like delving into yourself to come up with ideas or write something that you like, but then also to share that with somebody else. I know I kind of talked about this at the live shows too, but we never really got to talk about it like from your guys' perspective. So like, how difficult or easy was like opening yourself up to the process? You know what I mean? And like, what was that like for you, if you're willing to share that?
I mean, for me, it like wasn't. I wouldn't call it vulnerable. I'd just say like. I was just like, cause like I'd like make up stuff like usually all the time. So then here I was just like showing it to other people, which wasn't really like too. Like it wasn't that crazy for me. I just like yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's what I'm curious about. Like what that felt like for you guys, because I know for me, whenever I'm showing somebody like a brand new idea, you know, I'm thinking about how much I like it, and I'm like, okay, do I like it enough to show somebody else? And then I'm like, okay, what are they gonna think about it? Now I'm scared of what they're gonna think about it. You know what I mean? But everyone's different in that process. Anybody else have some sort of answer for that? You don't have to. I'm just wondering myself. If not, that's okay. That's okay. Let's see. Chris, anything you want to ask them yourself?
Not that I can think of
No?
right now.
How long have we been going even? Oh, we've been going for like almost half an hour actually, which is like about as long as I thought we would with 4 people. Yeah. So unless there's any other questions Oh, wait. I think we got one. How long do you think a song should be? How long do you think a song should be?
In my opinion, that can really depend.
It's a good question.
In my opinion, you can't really have it be too long, but you can't really have it be too short. So I'd say like minimum around like 2 minutes. And then maximum, in my opinion, is 6.
Okay. Charles has a very different opinion, I'm sure.
Nah, I mean like I don't feel like there's like a right length for any song. I feel like it really
Yeah.
depends on the song. Like some songs like are long and they're also good, and some songs are really short and they're also still like equally good. But I feel like minimum length, I feel like 2 minutes is like the minimum, because if it's under 2 minutes, I feel like you can still add more to it. And yeah.
Sure.
But then I mean like in terms of length, I feel like the longest song I've listened to is 50 minutes, so anything more than that is probably like a little bit too much. But yeah, I mean anything really in that range is like good. Like some of my favorite songs are like 4 minutes, or some of them are like 20 minutes, you know? It has a range.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that too. Riley?
I would say at least over 2 minutes, but under 7 minutes. It's like over 7 minutes is like it's like dragging a little bit.
Okay. Alyssa, any opinion on that one?
I would say the minimum is 2 and the maximum is 6.
Okay. All right. No, yeah, I kind of mostly agree with Charles's sentiment on like whatever works best for the song, you know? Because honestly, I mean, obviously you guys know I like punk music, so like a lot of those songs are like a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes. So like, it's like if the song is done, then that's just it, and maybe it takes 10 minutes to, you know, get what you want to say into that song. You know what I mean? So, but those are all very valid and appreciated ideas and opinions too. I think we do have another one. How did you decide what genres to play? That's interesting, because I kind of forget. There's a lot of different ways that we kind of just like started songs. So does anyone have insight into like how some of these songs started genre-wise?
Well, I mean, honestly, it really starts to me with just sort of figuring out, like, sort of what you want to play, in my opinion. Because, like, for Julio, I remember how we started it was literally just myself coming up with this one drum riff, and then we sort of based the entire song around that one drum riff. And and that's sort of how we got to the end of it.
Sure.
I think it's basing it really off of what you start with is sort of the important part of how you finish it. So that's sort of how I view it.
Cool. Any other insight to some of the processes of how that started?
Well, I guess it changes from song to song, but I mean, for example, like for Kluger, I kind of just like came up. Well, we like picked a key, and then we just picked some chords in the key, and then I kind of just made like a little riff on top of that, and we just based the whole song off of that. And then, for example, like for Who's to Blame, the heavy metal one, I kind of like walked into that knowing I wanted to write a heavy metal song, so I kind of just knew I wanted to go that route.
Right. I think that was like one of the only times that any of you were like, hey, we want to write this kind of song, and then like approached it that way. Because a lot of other times it was like just kind of like messing around and seeing what stuck and then went with it. Riley, go ahead.
Oh yeah, to add to your point, I feel like the genre came out of like what we started with, like through messing
Just
around.
kind of messed around.
But I know for the last song I did, was it Shed My Skin? We start with the lyrics first. And I feel like
right.
through the lyrics you're able to come up with the genre.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's also a really interesting approach too, of just like writing the lyrics first and then seeing what the lyrics feel like emotionally to see what kind of music you add on top of that. So that was really interesting too. Any other answers you want to give?
From my experience, it was just the first person to throw out an idea and everybody liked it. You would just build off of that.
That's fair too. There's a lot of, obviously we talked about this a million times. There's a million different approaches to how you start a song, right? So yeah.
Kind of piggybacking on that question, what
What is the best or worst part of playing a style or writing in a style that's out of your comfort zone? Chris asks.
Well, I guess sort of just learning it, figuring out how to play it, because if it's out of my style or out of my comfort zone, it's sort of something that I maybe haven't really experimented with before. And I think originally, though it was scrapped, I think we were going to write some sort of a reggae song. But that was sort of out of my comfort zone, and it was just sort of something that I've never really attempted. So trying to attempt it was interesting, and
Sure,
it was pretty
definitely.
fun, honestly. But obviously, the hard part about that, in my opinion, as I said, is trying something that you've literally had no experience with in the past and are just now trying for the first time. So.
For sure, it definitely takes some sort of basic knowledge of whatever concept you're trying to write with in order to write with it. So yeah, that makes sense.
I would say the best thing from like doing a style you're not used to is like learning something new and like something like different for once. 'Cause I know for Lighthouse we use like chords I've never seen before, like those jazzy chords. So seeing those chords and playing that was like a new experience for me, and I'm glad we did that.
Yeah, right on. Anybody else? Charles?
So I'd say the best part about working in a genre that you don't usually work in is that it like gives you new experience to work off of. Because if you only work in like one genre for your whole musical career, then you're just like not a very well-rounded musician. And being a well-rounded musician is important because like at the end of the day, you want to be versatile because like not everyone plays the exact same genres as you. And also like if you play other genres, you can like add those influences to your own style and make your own unique style with it. So yeah, I'd say that's the best part. And the hardest part I'd say is just like different ways of playing, because at the end of the day, like all different styles are basically like really different in terms of how you play it. So if you play like jazz or something and then you try to play like metal, it's going to be like hard because metal uses like different techniques and stuff, and vice versa. Like if you play metal and you try to play like really fast jazz, it's going to be hard because it's just different like styles and stuff, you know.
For sure. Or you get some very interesting fusion-y type of music. Okay, we got another one here. This is a really interesting one that I want to hear your thoughts on. What is more important, the verse or the chorus?
Well,
And you can approach this, you can give like a couple of different answers from like your point of view and also like a generally agreed upon point of view too.
well, I feel like overall, for a song's like popularity nowadays, it's mainly the chorus. Because like nowadays on like social media or anything, you'll just hear the chorus mainly. So if you have a catchy chorus, then the song will like go viral. But I feel like overall, for a good song, like both the verse and the chorus have to be like equally really good. Because if the verse is like bad, but then the chorus is good, then the chorus like doesn't like, I don't know how to explain it, but it doesn't like mix well.
Well, there's nothing connecting the choruses. Like you
Yeah,
have this
exactly.
one really, even if the chorus is really, really good, you have
Yeah.
this one really good part. And then it's like, unless the song starts with the chorus and just like, it's like there's nothing else to give substance to the song other
Yeah.
than the chorus. And then if you're not like telling much of a story or like, keeping the listener entertained or interested, then like they're probably just going to turn it off, right?
Yeah, basically that's what I was trying to say. Yeah.
For sure.
I would say it really depends on what you call important, because I feel like the verse really helps add character and story to a song, and I feel like that's needed to help build the song up. However, I would say that the chorus also brings like hooks the listener in through the catchiness. So I would say like they're both equally important, similar to him.
Sure, yeah.
My opinion, the chorus is probably more important because I think it's the catchiest part, especially with like, and I sort of think of it more on like the social media standpoint of things, where it's like, if it's something that could get you viral, it'll work. So I think and most of the time that's the chorus of a song. So yeah, I think
I
if
mean-
you have a pretty catchy chorus or something, it'll ultimately translate to a pretty good song and probably a good verse too. So yeah.
And honestly, like you guys are mentioning social media, and while it's totally like our reality, right? I mean, even before there was social media, you can say that same concept about, you know, chart hitter songs. You know, like a lot of one-hit wonders that we've covered in certain programs or whatever, or like songs from the 60s and 70s. Like sometimes it's the chorus that people remember, and then you listen to it at like CVS or whatever, and you're like, oh yeah, there's like more to that song because you never really listened to it. You just remember the chorus because that's the one part that you remembered. Sorry, Charles, were you gonna say more?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say I agree with Charlie, like in the statement that he said, like it's hard to have a good chorus and a bad verse because since like writing the song is all connected, usually one is based off the other. So if you write like an amazing chorus, probably the verse like won't be horrible. I don't know how that would work. So yeah.
No, that's very true. If you're actually like paying attention to the musicality of the song and making it all work together, then ideally your good chorus would inspire a good verse too. So that's a good little point to make as well. Any other thoughts on that question, Alyssa?
I think my opinion would be that the chorus would be most important because the chorus, since most people like listen to the chorus, remember the chorus, that kind of gives like the vibe of the song. But both the verse and the chorus need to be good for a good song. So.
And just to be a contrarian, I'll just say the verse is more important. No, but yeah, those are all very well thought out and like intellectual answers, and I appreciate all of them. That's great. All right, how about you folks? Any other questions for us? We've actually been going for quite a while. This is great. This is honestly a fun little podcast that we did here. This is pretty cool. Honestly, it's probably getting close to when we have to start wrapping up anyway. So unless there's any last minute questions that you want to drop in here, then we can start saying our goodbyes. I don't even know if I introduced myself. For anyone who wasn't at the live shows, wasn't at the live shows or don't know me, my name is Joe. I had the pleasure of co-directing this performance program with Chris and Matt. Thanks so much again for Charles, Alyssa, Charlie, and Riley for showing up today and sharing their thoughts and insights and answering some questions about our program and their process and everything. I think this was a lot of fun. Anyway, hopefully we'll do another songwriting program relatively soon because this is always a lot of fun. And either way, we hope to see you guys again in the next one or at the next show. And hope you have a wonderful rest of your night and week. All right, anything else you guys got to say before we call it? All right, wave to the camera. Say bye. Yeah. All right, thanks a lot, guys. Have a great one. We'll see you guys next time.